Hello. I cannot hear you. Your microphone is muted.
Hi, Carole, how are you?
YouTubers Josh Piters and Archie Manners managed to pull off one of the biggest surprises so far in 2020, an interview with Carole Baskin. However, the two YouTubers who have fooled tons of people in the past and were responsible for that fake Ed Sheeran at the KSI Logan Paul fight really topped themselves this time around. By pretending to be a production company responsible for setting up interviews with late night hosts and guests, the guys were able to fool Carole Baskin into thinking she was remotely being interviewed by Jimmy Fallon. However, as you can imagine, it took some time, a lot of work, and Carole even had some specific requests before she agreed to do her first interview since the show's debut. We'll be covering all of that in today's video, but first, I gotta introduce myself. What's happening, guys? I'm Jared Bronstein, and as you can see, the beard lives another day. Today we'll be talking about Carole Baskin, some of the most creative YouTubers I've ever seen, and how they all tie in together. As always, stick around to the end of this one for some comment replies. So it all started when the guys reached out to Carole Baskin's camp asking for an interview with the one and only Jimmy Fallon. At first, they rejected the offer, but the guys were adamant, made it clear the interview with Jimmy wouldn't involve any Tiger King questions, and after asking again, they said no. This time it was Carole's husband, Howard, who replied, but offered that the production company reach out to other contacts Howard has who would be happy to talk about cats. Then out of nowhere, Carole reached out to the guys, telling them she would be happy to do an interview. Keep in mind, she thought she was legitimately being interviewed by Jimmy Fallon the whole time. After the guys set up the interview, it was go time, and boy, did they put in the work to make it seem like a real interview. Aside from the fact that they had to come up with a reason for Jimmy not appearing on screen, everything else seemed incredibly legitimate. Even leading up to them going live to record the interview, the guys made it appear as if there was an entire team working with them off screen. The way it worked was Carole would be on a video chat with Archie, who was simply one of the many staff working for the production company, Invisible Objects, while Jimmy would ask questions off screen. Obviously this was a prank, but the guys can't do a Jimmy Fallon impression, so they ripped a bunch of clips from previous videos and turned them into sound bites. And considering how the majority of their interview was going to be about cats, the guys got creative. They found any interview where Jimmy would say the word cat, which included when he was interviewing someone with the name Cat, the times he talked about the movie Cats, or even the time he had a real cat on the show. So as you can imagine, the majority of the interview was about cats, or just the quarantine in general. There were also very broad questions like, how are you handling the quarantine and what is work like for you at the moment, all things considered. As you can imagine, Carole answered the questions as if she were being interviewed by Jimmy Fallon, and ended it by plugging the Big Cat Safety Act. However, nothing was shared that is newsworthy. There were some cute pictures of Carole and Howard though, and her request was obviously that do not talk about Tiger King in the interview, just cats. As you can imagine, the video would go viral immediately. At the time of this recording, it sits number 2 trending on YouTube with 1.6 million views, and it was uploaded less than 24 hours ago. And considering how viral it's going and has gone, with the likes of CNN, Variety, and People magazine covering the story, you can imagine Carole saw it too. She's since spoken out, but it seems Carole isn't the kind of person Joe Exotic made her seem. In fact, she's not mad at all. In a statement to CNN, Baskin wrote, I quote, "I was suspicious as we were doing it because the questions appeared taped, but had no idea it would turn out to be such a fun prank. It gave us a very welcome good laugh. I appreciate their cleverness and that they created their video in a way that I don't feel was in any way mean-spirited," end quote. She also saw it somewhat as a win because her message about the legislation at the end of the video is going to resonate with some people, and she's hoping they take action letting their government know they support the act too. One thing that stood out to me is that Carole mentioned the pandemic has affected tourism, so they had to let go of half of their staff. She did, however, explain how those who care for the animals are all volunteers, so they're still being properly cared for. In regards to interviews moving forward, well, Carole may or may not be willing to give it another shot. She did reply to many outlets for comments regarding the prank itself, which is a sign she's more willing to talk. That being said, her trust may have been broken, and with the whole pandemic thing going on, I don't think Carole will be doing any interviews anytime soon. But hey, maybe Jimmy sees this and it inspires him to really bring her on the show. Alternatively, I would love the chance to interview her if Jimmy doesn't. Who knows? Let me know in the comments down below if you guys want to see me interview Carole Baskin. That bitch, Carole Baskin. And that does it for this one, guys. Let me know your thoughts below. As always, you know I love hearing from you. For now, we're gonna be replying to some comments from the video. Black users are accusing TikTok of having a serious problem. Soggy Fries said one TikTok literally got banned for speaking up about black issues. Okay, yeah, that's problematic, obviously. I've actually seen a handful of these tweets and people in general just saying that that's been the case. Again, it has not happened to me, but based on what people are saying, big issue. That's not okay. All the same said, this seems legit. TikTok has messed with other groups of people. It's very likely they somehow screwed over another community. So I'll be honest, guys, I'm not too informed on the whole TikTok thing. I know there's a lot of, issues specifically regarding this, because I did a whole story on this, but any other community or type of person I can't speak on. But if you know something, let me in the comments down below. Brittany Babe said, I 100% believe TikTok is racist. I don't even have the app, and I've seen some great creators speaking up about very real issues get removed. However, as you said, many racist TikToks remain up with no problem. It's sickening. Why does someone's skin color matter to anyone? You hit the nail on the head. We're all the human race. We're all human here. Like, who cares? Religion, color of your skin, sexuality, sexual preference. I could go on and on. I can make an entire video about this topic alone. I'm not going to, because this is the the end of the video. So I'm gonna just end it by saying have yourselves a great day. Love everyone, treat everyone with kindness and respect, and we'll see you in the next one. I've been your host, Jared Bronstein.